Good morning. My name is Rinaldo Javier Aguiar Marcano, and today is August the 12th, 2025, and it's about 8:20 a.m. Central Time. And I'm recording this video from my home in Katy, Texas, and the address is 26714 Valley Side Drive, Katy, Texas 77494. This is a short video. It's just an addendum to something that I wanted to say on the video testimony that I just recorded, but I left it out intentionally because it's just a small detail, and I didn't want to make that video uh, without need longer than it needed to be. So the detail is the following. The break-in yesterday into my home, of course, led me to think, how did they break in so fast, not forcing the lock? The reason is because they have a key, okay? And I think I know how they have the key. So I wanted to mention that because I don't have any way to investigate this, but maybe uh, investigative agencies could, right? So I'm gonna mention here something very strange that happened when I bought that key, that key lock, that keypad, okay, that key lock. So when I was coming, so I was staying at the other home for a long time, right? And eventually I decided to come back to this home, like to live here more or less permanently, right? When I did that, um, I of course recognized that I had installed here one of those smart locks, like a Nest lock that I had bought on eBay. And eBay is a fundamental part of this network, and I'm sure that that lock is bugged and they have a way to open it, right? So the first thing I did was to change all the locks, all the smart locks, well, that lock specifically, and also some locks inside of the house. I changed them by hard locks with keys, like no electronics, that I bought at Lowe's, at the Lowe's that is located. I'm gonna tell you the address because it's important. What I'm going to say, it might be important. Okay. Um, 1 second. One second. Okay, let me see if I can share. Okay. So this is my home, and the Lowe's in question is the same Lowe's where they contaminated the pickets, the planks, the wooden planks that I bought. They almost killed me with those planks. Those were bought at this Lowe's home improvement store located, and this is recorded in cameras and everything. 9505 Spring Green Boulevard, Katy, Texas 77494, and note the 05 designation, like the street number ending in 05, which is a protected channel. We know that. And note the buffer zones, right? Like you can see that the HEB, which is another important company in this network, is basically acting. So they're protecting each other, right? These two properties, the HEB here, there's an HEB here, and the Lowe's, right? Each one is protecting the other, right? And the Lowe's additionally has this buffer zone over here. So this is a very well protected area, right? And these agents on the back are very prominent, and you can see the trampoline antennas right here, right? So anyhow, they already poisoned me once in these Lowe's, right? But back to the locks, the locks that particular lock that I put in the front door, which is where they entered. I think they have the key. Well, first of all, because I saw that they entered quickly, and did they not break the lock? Right? There's no scratches on the lock that I can see. The way I think they got the key is the following. I'm gonna mention something I noticed when I went to that Lowe's. I bought 4 of these lock pads, okay, of these locks and like doorknobs with locks, okay, 4 of them, and I installed them uh, inside the house. 3 of them, I think 3 or 4, I can't recall, and then that one on the front door. Okay. Now, when I install the ones, and they're all the same brand. Okay, all the locks are the same brand. When I installed the ones in the inside of the house, I've noticed something strange, and it was that, so in each lock, each one comes with a set of keys. Okay, and I've noticed that there are two locks that the keys are identical, meaning that I can use the set of keys that came with lock A and open lock B, and vice versa. I can take the set of keys that came with lock B and I can open lock A. And I understand, like I'm not an expert in anything, and I might be wrong here, but I think that there's a finite number of combinations for the indentations on the keys. So there's a certain chance that you could buy two locks of the same brand and you could get two keys repeated, right? But I think the probability of that happening should be pretty small, because otherwise there would be no security in the locks. Like you could open any door if you have a key of that brand, right? Like it should be a probability very, very, very small. But what I think they did is, indeed, Lowe's store, they made sure that they put a specific set of possibilities, right? So they knew which, and they could know that by the serial numbers of the like the SKU and the actual serial number of the item. So if they stock the shelves with combinations, a small set of combinations, then they would have the possibility of knowing which key they need, right? But the byproduct, or the unintended consequence of that is that because I bought two, the probability of me getting equal keys is now higher because they've restricted the set too much. You see what I'm saying? It's like they shoot themselves on the foot, because by restricting the possibilities on the shelf, I mean, they probably thought that I was going to buy only one lock, right? They didn't think that I was going to buy four. But now they restricted the probabilities in the shelf that I could pick from. And because I bought four, the probabilities of me getting two equal keys is super high, right? Which is exactly what happened. So I think that's how they have the key of my house. But this is important, because if this is what happened, it would mean Lowe's is a willing participant in this and might be liable for the poisoning, right? So I thought I should mention that. Thank you.